I'm Pretty Boy Floyd, the world's greatest pool hustler. And why do they call me the world's greatest pool hustler? It's very simple. When it comes to playing for the big cash, I've never been beaten in my life. Now, first thing you might want to ask, hey, how name Pretty Boy Floyd? Well, I'll tell you. Years ago, I used to travel around with Minnesota Fats. And people are always relating pool, for some reason or another, with gangsters. So everywhere Fats and I went, he used to introduce me as his protege, Boy Floyd. Well, let's face it. Fats is nostalgia. What you're looking at here is the future. Now, there's two kinds of players in this world. There's trophy players, and there's cash players. I prefer the latter. Let's face it. You want to go to the bank, buy a house? You want to go there, get yourself a new car? What are you going to put up for collateral? A trophy? Trophies don't spend. The guy at the bank doesn't care how many trophies you got. Cash talks and walks. It's very simple. Now, the reason I like hustling pool as opposed to playing for trophies is I can control the game at all times. I can play any type of speed that I want to play. Fast, loose, slow. I can do anything I want to do. That's why I'm the master of hustling pool. I like playing for cash. You can do things with cash. Hey, let's face it. What can you do with a trophy? Collect dust. That's about all you can do with a trophy. I like cash. It takes cash to travel around the world. I've been around the world many times, played every top-notch hustler all around the world. I've never been beaten playing for money. When it comes to playing for cash, I'm the boss man. Always have been, always will be. I like money, don't you? Let's face it. You can do a lot of things in this world with money. What are you going to do with trophies? Trophies are nice. A lot of people like to spend their time and their life playing in tournaments. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I played in a lot of tournaments myself. Won the World's Championship a few times. But wait, just one more trophy in my closet. Cash. That's where it's at. And I'm going to show you how to make cash in this video. I'm going to show you how to hustle people. I'm going to show you the inside tricks of how to hustle a game of pool. People say, hey, you become a hustler. Well, it takes a lot of time. You don't just become a hustler overnight. To become a hustler is every pool player's dream. To go anywhere in the world, beat anybody in the world, make any shot on the table. You're like a magician. To be able to wave your stick across the table and have all the balls disappear, wouldn't you? Be rather nice, wouldn't it? Well, that's what I do for a living. I go around busting people who think they're a hustler. I am the greatest hustler of all times. And when I get done with you, I'm going to turn you into a real Floydsker. You're going to become a hustler. I'm going to show you the moves, the outfits, the con, everything about it. There's a lot that goes into it. Like I say, you don't become a hustler overnight. It took me many, many years to perfect that, to be able to go anywhere I want to go, beat anybody I want to beat for any amount of money. But the key to hustling, let me tell you something. There's no sense to go into a place, win all the money, if you're going to have problems. I'm a pool player, not a heavyweight boxer. All I want to do is come in, win the money, and leave. And when I do that, I never have a problem. I always get along good with people. That's very important. You have to know and understand each individual that you're dealing with. If you see trouble coming, you got to know how to get out of it. Very important to know and understand people's personalities, because you're going to run into a lot of people that, hey, let's face it, they're not too happy when they lose their cash. Are you happy when you lose yours? I'm not. At least I don't think I am. I don't know. I've never lost my cash. But if I don't think I'd be too happy about it. Would you? Of course not. How are you going to go buy a new house or a new Rolls Royce when you ain't got a dime in your pocket? Oh, you're going to put a trophy up for collateral. Yeah. Well, the guy at the bank doesn't think so, and I don't either. Cash. That's where it's at with me. You can have the trophies. Now, what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about hustling. How do you hustle somebody? Well, you certainly don't do it by walking into a pool room with a case like this and a stick like this. This is going to get you nowhere. When I go on the road and I hustle pool, I've got many different outfits that I use, many different type of cue sticks that I use, different accents, the whole 9 yards. There's a lot that goes into hustling pool the right way. Anybody can hustle pool the wrong way, but you know what? You're going to have problems getting out of the place with the money. Just like it was in the motion picture, The Hustler. What'd they do? They busted his thumbs. Why? Because he blowed his cool. That's why. He run the guy completely off the table. The man thought he had a chance. He found out he didn't. He was embarrassed. He was shocked. Hey, let's break this guy's thumbs. Do my hands look like they've ever been broken? Does my nose look like it's been smashed? Of course not. I go into the place, I get the money. When I leave, everybody's happy. As a matter of fact, usually they say, hey, come on back and play us again sometime, because you were just lucky. That's the key. Beat them and make them think who were just lucky. And it's hard to do that. It's not easy. You got to be an actor. Not only do you got to be a great player, but you got to be able to act a little bit, to put on a show for them. Let me give you a little example. Now, most hustlers, they like to play 9 balls a money game. It's fast and it's loose. And there's only one ball that really matters, and that's the 9 ball. So, hey, if I'm shooting a 4 ball, say I'm shooting this ball right here. I don't want to make this ball. Why do I want to make this ball? I want to make the 9 ball. That's the money ball. So here's the way I would hit this type of a shot. I'd go just like this. Gee, what happened? But take a look what I left. He doesn't have a shot. He merely sees through his eyes that, geez, I couldn't even make this. This guy's no hustler. He can't even make this. But you'll notice one thing about hustlers. They might miss the 4 ball, they might 2 ball, the 6 ball. Hustlers, they never miss the money ball. You got to beware. Watch out for people. You never know when somebody's hustling you. Forget about these little funny shots. What do they look like when they get down to shoot the money ball? That's what I look at. I want to know what they look like when they get down to shoot the money ball. Then I know whether I'm dealing with a hustler or not. Because I can go on missing shots like this forever and ever. But I'm not going to do it if this is the 9 ball. If this is a 9 ball, hey, you can your dough goodbye. Simple as that. Now in this video, I'm going to explain a few shots to you. We're going to go through a few scenes showing you how to hustle pool, how to get out with the money without getting in trouble. It's the main key. What good is it to win the money if Mike Tyson's out back waiting for you? NG, my friend, no good. I don't care. I don't want to win $50 million if Tyson's waiting for me out in the back alley. Is going in there, winning all the money, being friends with everyone, and you know what they always say after I bust them? Come on back again, Floyd. You were just lucky. Now, if playing for trophies is your bag, hey, more power to you. But if you're the type of player that wants to be a hustler, there's a lot of things you and I are going to have to talk over. Now, hustlers have a lot of tricks in their bag. It's up to us to be able to spot those, to see them coming before they happen. Now, how many times has this happened to you? Stranger rambles into the pool room. And he looks around, he looks like he wants to play a game of pool. So you go and ask him, "Hey, buddy, would you like to play a game?" He says, "Sure." "Well, I don't really gamble. I just like to hit him around for nothing." And what do you know? He's using a bridge like this, or he's like this, and, you know, he looks like a complete klutz. But as the game goes on, I think that you got a chance to beat him. You want to make some money, right? Because everybody's got a little greed in them. So you nonchalantly ask the guy, "Hey, would you like to play a game for $1 or $2? Make it a little interesting?" And he says, "Sure, sounds like fun." Next thing you know, he doesn't shoot like this no more. He doesn't shoot like this no more. All of a sudden, he gets back on the shot. He gets down on the shot. Now all of a sudden he pulls one of these numbers because you're playing for money. Watch my hand. He pulls one of them moves on you. And now all of a sudden he's smacking balls in 1,000,000 miles an hour and looking like Pretty Boy Floyd. You got to beware of this. When you're playing for nothing with people, hey, don't take everything for granted, what they do. The way they stand, the way they act, the way they chalk up their cue like this and that. Things seem to change when you start playing for money now, don't they? All of a sudden, he's like this. All of a sudden, instead of being like this, he's like this. These are things that you got to look out for. Hustlers don't care how many games in a row that you beat them when you're playing for nothing. But watch what happens when you start playing for a little money. Watch the difference in their style. When you were playing for nothing, they walked around like this and like this, like they were about ready to go to the morgue. But now all of a sudden you start playing $5, $10, $20 a game, and they're running around the table like a machine gun and a robot. These are things you gotta look out for. You gotta be able to spot all of his strength. You gotta be able to see the things that he's doing, how his game is all of a sudden changing. Before, when we were nothing, he never once made the 9-ball. He never even came close. But you know what was strange? The minute we started playing for $5 a game, I can't even remember him missing the money ball. Now, isn't that strange? How many times has this happened to you? For free with a stranger, you beat him every game, so now you started to get greedy. You figured, gee, I beat this guy every game. I can clearly see that I'm the best player. I wonder if he's a big enough sucker to play me for some money. Well, I'll take a chance. Ask him to play for $5 a game. What happens? All of a sudden, his bridge, his stroke, his style, the way he chalks the cue, the way he moves around the table like a ballerina dancer, everything seems to change. Why change? Dollar signs. That's why it changes. You're not playing for free anymore. You're playing for cash. So we want to go through a few little basic fundamentals here, hustling fundamentals. We want to be able to recognize a hustler the minute he starts to make his move. You always got to stay one step ahead of a hustler. See, a hustler is in a lot of trouble if he doesn't know that he's dealing with another hustler. That's when you've got him. He thinks you're a real fish, but on the contrary, you know that he's a hustler, but he doesn't know that you're one. Now you've got him right where you want him, and you just, for some reason or another, you stay one little step ahead of him at all times. as he starts to increase his speed on the game, as he starts to increase his skills on the game, then you start to increase yours a little at a time. Now this hustler is going to get a little frustrated. He's going to begin to wonder, who's the hustler here, me or him? You got to be able to recognize the hustler's moves. You got to know his tricks. And you got to turn the tide on him. You got to beat him at his own game. That's the big key. Now remember that. Playing for nothing is exactly what it's like. It means nothing. What do you care if the guy beats you 100 games in a row if you're playing for nothing? What happens when you start playing for cash? Note the difference in his game. Note the shots that he missed before when he was playing for nothing. And now see the way he's playing now that you're dealing for money. You got to be able to spot this. If you don't spot it, you're going to find yourself losing money. I'm not in this racket to lose money. Losing money is not on my menu, and I don't expect it to be on yours. I don't want to go through life eating peanut butter and jelly. I go through life eating lobster and caviar and taking you with me. Now, let's talk about a few other things about hustling pool. Now, you don't have to be a great player to be a hustler. A hustler is a guy that acts good, knows all the moves of all the other hustlers, and beats them to the punch. Now, one of the things I find that players' biggest mistakes they make when they want to go hustle pool, every town has its local champion. And hey, let's face it, after you've beaten everybody in town and everyone knows you, it's time to move on. You want to go try to make some money hustling pool. So what's the usual guy do? He goes to a town, walks in with his leather case, walks up to the counter, and says, hey, you got anybody here that gambles? I'll play anybody in the house. That's not the way to hustle pool. You've already given away your whole image. People are strangers. You've got to remember that. You have to have people become comfortable with you. You don't want them leery of you. You want them to be totally relaxed with you. If I was going to go to a pool room and hustle some pool, I'd walk in, I'd look around, I'd see who the best were. Stay away from them. Even though you know you can beat them, don't let your ego get in front of your wallet. Get the money. That's the main thing. That's the only thing. Get the cash. You want to go in the place and beat the best player in the house right off the bat? You're dead, buddy. You might as well move on and go to another town. When I go into the pool room, I calmly slip in, sit down where nobody can even notice me. Oh, there's a few faces notice. Well, who's that stranger walked in? I don't know. He's just sitting at the counter. Probably just got a sandwich. And that's what I do. I order a sandwich, have a Pepsi, but I'm looking around, see? I'm looking around. Who's the best players in here? Now, these guys, I'm going to get them, but I'm going to get them later. I want to find out who's the worst players here. Now, it's not a bad idea to go into a place where they don't know you. They don't know you, they're leery of you. Come on in, spend a little time walking around, get yourself a sandwich, let people become familiar with your face. A lot of people might think, well, hey, that guy might be a police officer. People have to become comfortable with you, okay? So now you're ready to make your move. You see a guy over there, and he's gambling, and he doesn't play very well. That's your mark. This is the guy we want. We calmly sit and wait at the chair for this gentleman to finish his game. Then what do? Do we go and run the table on him and beat him real fast? No, no, that's not what we do. We wait for him to get done. Calmly approach the man and say, hey, would you like to play a game for a couple of bucks? He says, sure, I'll try you out. So what do? Do you get up there and run racks on him? No. Here's what you do. You let the man beat you. Let him beat you for a few dollars. You're going to get the money back. He is merely holding money in his pocket for a temporary time. Because, hey, let's face it, when a stranger comes into the pool room and starts playing for money, all the sharks are going to have their eyes on you. They're going to be watching your game. They're going to be watching the way you move around the table, the way you brizz, the way you chalk. They're going to be watching. So, hey, let them watch. Just don't show them any of your inside secrets. Go ahead and play the guy for a few dollars, but let him beat you. Once a bad player in the pool room beats you, all the heat is off you. Nobody's going to be doing anymore. Nobody's going to be suspecting you as a hustler. All they know is what they saw. A stranger came in, wanted to play for money. Well, who'd he play? Well, he played Ed. Who won? Well, Ed won. Ed won? Ed's the worst player in here. How did Ed beat the guy? The guy's just not a pool player. Oh, he's not a pool player, huh? That's the idea you want to put in their head right from the bat. He's not a pool player. He's just a big sucker that thinks he can play. Now you ask yourself, well, now that I've lost Ed, the worst player in the place, now what do I do? Well, it's very simple. You shake the man's hand, tell him you enjoyed the game, and maybe you'll come back tomorrow because you really don't have much money on you today. So what happens? You stroll out of the pool room and come back tomorrow. Now the next day when you walk in, they're not going to say, who's that stranger? They're all going to say, there's that sucker that lost to Ed. Well, how much did Ed beat him out of? Oh, he only won about 10 or 20 bucks. But the important thing is, they have now got you ranked as an A1 sucker. We've laid down the bait, and they've gone for it. Now is when you make your move. You come back in the next day, hey, Ed, how'd you like to play a game again? Well, Shane, you bet. What would you like to play for? That's going to be his first words. Now, here's an important thing. Flash some money. Order a Coke or something, or your opponent's standing there, and pull out a big wad of cash. His eyes are really going to light up. He is going to lick his chest. And you know what's going to happen then? Now you're going to start to barely turn on the speed. All of a sudden, Ed doesn't seem to be winning anymore. Why? Why is the sucker beating Ed? Well, I don't know. I think he's just getting lucky. We saw yesterday, and he was terrible. But today, he seems to be playing just a little bit better. Okay, so now we do away with Ed. That was our main point to come back the next day, to do away with Ed. He's A1 on our list. We're going to do away with him so we can get to the rest of the people. Sure enough, after you beat, they're going to send another player at you just a little bit better. But the important thing is that you had patience. You spent some time in the pool room. You know who the good players are now. You know who can beat who. So as they send in a little better player at you, up your speed a little bit. Now if they want to send their champion into you, oh no, I couldn't possibly play him. He'd have to spot me 4 balls. Well, the champion knows he can spot Ed 6 balls. So he's going to say, okay, friend, I'll spot you 4 balls. What do you want to play for? Now the good players are falling for the bait. Even though you might be a better player than the best player in the place, why play him even? Let's see if we can get him to spot us something, give us a handicap. Now we don't have to speed. We can win the money without playing our best. That's the idea. Don't get on an ego trip. Don't go in there looking to be fast Eddie Felson. You want to play the greatest player in the world. Hey, that's not the way you hustle pool, friend. And you win the money silently. You start out with the worst players. When they start to bring the champions in, try to get a spot from them. Try to get a handicap. Hey, oh, I've seen you play before. I couldn't possibly play you. You'd have to spot me 3 or 4 balls. Well, he's going to spot you those balls because he knows that you can't play. You beat Ed, but big deal. Everybody in here beat Ed. He's going to give you a handicap. Okay? That's when you start to let your stroke out just a little bit. Because let's face it, when you're playing a good player, you're going to have to play a little bit yourself. But if you're getting a spot from the guy, now it makes it much easier. You can make mistakes. You can let the man win games. Let him win games. He's not going anywhere. Are you going anywhere when you're beating someone? Do you want to go out on a date with your girlfriend when you're busy making money? Of course not. You're going to stay there until you've got all the money. This is the way people in the pool room think. This is why we're going to stay one step ahead of them at all times. They think they're hustling, when in reality, the tables are reversed. We're going to bust them before they ever knew what hit them. Now, let's face it. No hustler is going to let you leave the pool room if they know you got money in your pocket. So it's always important to flash a big wad of money. Who wants to play somebody that's broke? There's a million brokes walking up and down the street. What are you going to do with them? Nothing. Play the guy that's got the cash. Now that you've been introduced to the place and they all know you're a bad player, hey, let's show them that you got money. They're not going to leave you alone till they know that they got that watermelon that's in your pocket sitting in their pocket. At least that's what they think is going to happen. But you and I know better, because I'm going to show you in this video different ways to hustle. Now, I have a lot of outfits in my car. I've traveled all over the world. I've been a mechanic. I've been a lawyer. I've been a drunk. I've been a fisherman. You got to learn how to act. You got to learn how to talk to people. That's a very big key. You must know you play as compared to your opponent. You must be able to spot people. How good are they? If they're too good for you, don't fool with them. If they're as good as you are, why fool with them? The object is to get the money, not to go on a trip saying, well, I'm the best there is, I'll play anybody you want, go get anybody. Hey, you're not going to make any money like that. You're only going to put a lot of heat on yourself. And when you go to ask somebody to play, they're going to say, oh, no, Floyd, I know how good you are. You beat the champion over in Shembugenwauk County. Spot me this 8-9 and I'll play you. You think you're going to make a living like that? You're not going to make a living like that. You think you're going to have a big house by going on an ego trip? You're going to end up living in a YMCA. Forget about it. Just get the money. Cash talks, and you know the... So, hey, we're not talking about being a champion. We're talking about hustling pool. And I'm the master of that. And when I get done with you, you're going to know how to hustle, too.
Hey, Floyd. Floyd, hey. I'll take 2.
I'll keep these.
Me too.
You're open.
Oh, pass.
Pass. What do you say, pretty boy? Put up or shut up?
Bet 100.
What a big man. At 100. 15 more. See if you got any guts.
I called.
I finally got you where I was, boy. Freedom and weed. Full house.
Sorry, Miz.
What's the
But
matter?
my house is a little bigger than your house.
You want the cards? Take them. I don't need them anymore.
Hey, Miz, you don't have to leave mad. Just leave. Look at this guy. Fellas, I gotta get out of here, okay? I'll tell you what, give this to the barmaid for me, will you? Get these cards out of here. I've enjoyed it, fellas.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry I gotta go. What is it, Rico? What's so important?
Oh, let it score. Hey, man, I got a spot for you. Okay? You know, there's this down the road about 50 miles. There's a new bar down there called Joe's. We're playing pool down there for a lot of money. All right?
What's the name of the town?
Glenwood.
Glenwood?
Glenwood, yeah. You know, and they're playing pool for a lot of money. Now, the guy that owns the joint, okay, he ain't around. The action starts about noon, all right?
Yeah.
Now, this old lady, she runs the place, okay? She's a tough customer, all right? So you gotta be careful. She thinks you're a hustler. She'll throw you out. Her name's Eunice, okay? Gotta be careful, all right?
All right.
How about that, man? I need a little help, you know?
Rico.
You know I need a little help, man, yeah?
All right. Here. Why don't you
Thank
stay
you,
off
man.
the
Thank
wine,
you,
huh?
man.
Why don't you take care of yourself a little bit?
I'm trying, boss. I'm trying.
Take care of yourself.
I'll
You know, I
take care
tell you
of
that
myself.
wine ain't no good for you.
Yes, sir, boss.
Hello, Margaret. Yeah, this is Floyd. Is Fred there? Could I speak to him, please? Hello, Fred. It's Floyd. Say, listen, I got a spot tomorrow where I want to run a little con job. You want to help me out? We can make some money together. Well, I think there's big money involved. No, I know what I want to do. Run a little con job on this place. Oh, Fred, forget about all that. The important thing is to make money. What do you have, more money than you need in life? All right, now listen to me. Benny's Soda Shop is on 3rd Street? Yeah, right behind the drugstore. Meet me there about between 10 and 10:30 tomorrow morning. Okay? Oh, and by the way, bring some painting clothes. You got any old scuffy clothes? Looks like something like that? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, bring the brushes, the buckets, everything. Don't worry about it. We're going to make some money here. Okay? All right. Between 10 and 10:30, okay? Don't forget now. Benny's Soda Shop, drugstore on 3rd Street. Right. And don't forget the paint and the brush, whatever you got, okay, you know? Yeah, a ladder would be perfect. A ladder would be great. Good. Okay, Fred. Right. See you then. Yeah, operator. Can you connect me with Joe's on Main Street? Thank you. Hello, is Joe there? Oh, he's not, huh? Who am I speaking with, please? Eunice? Yeah. He won't be in till nighttime, huh? Now, is this his wife? Well, hi, Eunice. This is Larry Meisner. I know you don't know me, but I used to go to college with Joe. Yeah, we're from hometown. Kind of grew up together, actually. He never mentioned me to you, huh? That's kind of strange, but you know, with the way Joe is, you know, he's busy with the bar and all, yeah. How you doing? Good business, huh? Well, that's great. Say, listen, I wonder if you could do me a favor. I was supposed to go in the bar tomorrow about between 2 and 2:30, and I got tied up with this real estate deal. Could you do me a favor and tell him that Larry said that I'll get a hold of him at nighttime when he comes in? Could you do that for me, Eunice? Thanks. Thanks, Dal. I really appreciate it. I'll probably be seeing you tomorrow. I'll probably meet you tomorrow night. Larry Meisner, right. Okay. Thank you, Eunice. Oh, it's a hot one out there today.
Something to drink?
No, thank you.
Sure.
Pete the painter, you frame it, we paint it. Where would you like us to start?
I don't know anything about it.
We come here to paint the place.
I wish I could help you, but I don't know anything about it. Sorry.
Is the owner in right now?
Nah, he won't be here until like 2:30. He's gonna meet some friends.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Well, I've got the order right here. This is Joe's Bar, right?
Yeah.
1430 Main Street?
Yeah.
You see, we're running a sale. 30% off the whole week. Joe come into our shop the other, said he wanted us to paint the place. I got the order right here.
I don't know anything about it.
I got the money right here. See that?
Sorry.
$2,300. You know, ordinarily it would cost about $4,000 to paint this place, but we're running a special, see?
I don't know anything about it. Sorry.
You think we could just start painting or something?
No, I can't. No, there's no way. And I got, stuff going on.
You got stuff going on.
And that stuff's in the way.
Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do I look like King Kong to you? Do you know how much that ladder and those buckets of paint weigh?
Hey, man,
this is a busy street out here. We had to park our truck 4 blocks down the street and carry this stuff.
Look, I'm busy down here, okay? He'll be here later, and I'll, then you can talk to him. When he
You
gets
gotta
here,
be kidding. I got the money right here. I got the order right
I
here.
wish I
This
could
is
help you. I can't.
Joe's Bar. I mean, this stuff weighs a ton.
Listen, I got stuff going on. I gotta
You know
take
what I
care
mean?
of business. I got customers, okay?
Well, I understand, but do you think it would be all right?
I can't do anything. Sorry. You guys doing all right?
Yes.
You guys cool?
Fred, what are you doing?
Well, boss, she said to get out of here.
Get out of here. You think we dragged that stuff all over the country for nothing? When God was handing out brains, did you think he said trains?
But, boss, she looks like a pretty tough customer.
Well, she is pretty tough. I gotta figure out something. Put that stuff down for a minute, will you, Fred? Just let me think for a minute, will you? All right. Wait right here for a minute. Excuse me?
What? What do you want?
Could I ask you a personal question?
What?
Have you ever been in a
I'm
movies?
busy.
Huh? Tell the truth now.
Ow.
My son and I, We went to a movie the other night, and I swear to God, you're the spitting image of the leading lady in that film. You sure you haven't been in a movie somewhere? Huh?
Positive.
You sure you don't have a sister or a cousin that's
Positive.
Well, isn't that something? You know,
Thanks for the compliment, but
my son, he's going to be coming in here in a few hours. He's going to bring Fred and I our lunch. Do you think it would be too much? What I'm trying to say is, do you think it would be too personal if maybe I got your autograph? My son
My
would just... Absolutely.
but I
Could I
haven't done
get your
it.
autograph?
Yeah, I guess,
You're
but
a
I haven't
very
done it.
beautiful person. You look so much like the lady in the movies. You sure you're not a movie star? Huh?
Positive.
Tell the truth
Positive.
now.
Positive. Okay.
Could I get your autograph? My son would just flip. Absolutely. Can I do that? I don't have a pen or paper. I'm sorry. We're so busy painting nowadays.
What do you want me to write?
To anything you would like. Pete the Painter I am. That's my name. All we do is paint. How about this for... You think my son's not going to flip when he comes in here and sees her?
Wow.
Can you beat that? To Pete the Painter. Best wishes, Eunice Putnam. Eunice, that's a very beautiful name. Can you beat that? To Pete the Painter.
You're working out.
You're a very beautiful girl. My son is going to absolutely flip when he sees this. Absolutely. Tell me something. You said the owner, he'd be back in a couple hours. Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be all right if I took my ladder and put it over there and took those buckets of paint and put it underneath that pool table? Would that be too much trouble?
I don't see why not.
Huh?
I don't see why not. It would be out of the way.
Well, aren't you the cat's pajamas? Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That's absolutely wonderful.
You need anything?
No, not at all. You've made my day very, very easy, and I appreciate that. I'm just going to take those buckets of paint and put them right underneath that pool table. Would that be all right, Eunice?
I don't see why not. You'd be out of the way.
You're a special person, you are.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And I will be back again someday.
I hope so.
Trust me. Thank you very much. I'm just going to take that bucket of paint, Eunice, and put it right underneath the pool table.
Okay.
That'd be okay?
Be out of the way. That's all right.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
What a sweetheart you are.
Thanks.
Okay, Fred. Excuse me. Hope you don't mind if I put my stuff underneath. Where's the 8-ball?
We're not playing 8-ball. We're playing 9-ball.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you playing for?
Playing for $200 a game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
$200 a game. $200. You see that bucket of paint? You know what I paid for that bucket of paint? $30. Can you beat $? You know what paint used to cost me? I used to get that bucket for $17.50. $30 a bucket now. $200. I could buy 6 buckets of paint for what you're playing for.
We're trying to shoot a game here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Have you seen my brush?
No.
There it is. I'm sorry. You have any idea what this brush cost? $20. I used to get these by the dozen for about $7.50. $20 now. Can you beat that? $30 a bucket, $20 a brush. It's like $50 a rattle.
Excuse me, we're playing for $200 a game. It's my shot. If you want to play, you put your there.
Do you realize I could buy 3 buckets of paint and 4 brushes for what you're playing for? You know that?
Of quarter over there, sir.
I didn't mean to disturb you. Fred, we got a little time to kill, waiting for Joe to come in. You want to play a few games of pool? Huh? You want to do that? You want to play a few games of pool? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it, all right?
Yeah.
You don't mind if I put my brush on in there with my paint? Yeah? All right. See. Okay. It's your break?
Thank you.
Look at this shot.
I don't believe it. $5,000. That's enough.
I can't believe what I made. I don't know how I did it, I tell you. Beginner's luck, I guess.
Well, Pete, you're a much better player than
Well,
myself.
thanks a lot. I really enjoyed it. Fred, we got to get going. We got other jobs to do. So, you don't have to be a great player to make money playing this game.